Does Google rank and prioritize ChatGPT content the same as content that's written by humans? In this video, I'm going to break down our thoughts on this, and it's based off of a couple comments that Google put out this week that's very relevant to this conversation. So with that, let's just jump into it. Now, before we get into the Google comments, let's just give a baseline of what is ChatGPT and how could this be insanely valuable for anyone who's looking to create a bunch of content on their site to rank and build up their organic traffic. Well, ChatGPT can put out a ton of awesome content to upload on a site insanely fast. So for example, write a blog post that's 750 words about SEO. Now, if you, let's say, had an agency like we do, and you could simply type in a bunch of blog topics that ChatGPT could just fill out for you. And literally, if you put in 40 hours a week, just focus on this, you could literally have hundreds, if not even 1,000 pages of content that you could then just upload to your site. That sounds great, and that could be an insanely fast ticket to driving massive organic traffic, but the question is, does Google value this content the same? Now, I'm going to get into get into 3 comments that Google has made over the past week or so that's very relevant to this conversation. So first, let's just jump right into it. On Twitter, or currently X, there was a dialogue between a site owner that their traffic just took a plummet this week, and with John Miller. Now, for those of you who don't know, John Miller works at Google. He's actually a SEO liaison at Google. And this fellow is asking, hey, my rankings totally just dropped. What happened? John asked what the URL was or is. And he just jumps right into it. It says, seems like this site has the same information that a lot of other sites and a lot of rewritten content. What's unique about this? And then going deeper into this back and forth dialogue, John recommends, I think you should focus on unique, compelling, high-quality content that adds to the web. As you have it now, it looks like a compilation of ChatGPT output on topics that tons of sites have already covered. Now, I'm going to pause right here because if you sit on this for a little bit, 2 interesting things come to mind. So one, John was able to assume that this content was written by ChatGPT. Now, this makes me believe that Google has tools that can automatically identify any content that's written by a machine. If that's the case, the Google ranking system will be able to identify content that's saying, okay, this is written by a human, this is written by an AI tool. Now, no tool is perfect, but Google does have a ton of resources. So one, Google could probably identify AI written content. Now, number 2 speaks to how Google may value that type of content. Based off of this content, this comment, the sentiment is very low, where he's just saying it's ChatGPT output from a lot of content that's already been written. So based off of this, I believe that Google can not only identify AI written content, but also is discounting that content. And it kind of makes a lot of sense because it's just regurgitating existing content that already exists, and it doesn't add anything of value. So this is the first comment that Google has made, in this case, within this past week. Next, I'm going to go a couple other citations. Within the Google Search Central podcast for this week, they really went deep into the effect of quality on search. And what they said, if anyone who listens to it, they say that quality is the cornerstone of search, which kind of which ties in nicely to this one. You can't just regurgitate existing content. That's not adding anything of value. It really walks into, you need to have quality content, and Google will identify that and reward those that do have quality. So that's really interesting, and really from a marketer perspective or business owner perspective, focus on quality above all. In my mind, what I believe is, if the blog that you're putting on your site or a landing page or content is worthy of sharing with your peers, then it's probably great for your website, and it's going to provide an excellent user experience, and Google's going to reward that. But if you answer that no because you're just putting a bunch of garbage content on your site, and if you wouldn't share it with your peers, don't even bother because it's not quality and it's not going to provide a good experience for users. And Google's going to pick up on that. So really focus on quality, and it seems like Google is just like really digging in on that. Now, so this all makes me believe that, all right, Google's discounting AI and really just focus on human-based quality content. I firmly believe that. But one thing that's also interesting, where Google's kind of talking out of both sides of their mouth, is within their Google search helpful content update, and this is on their site, and this is reported through Search Engine Land, they made a lot of updates. So prior, their guidelines was to provide helpful content written by people for people in search results. Quietly, they updated that by removing helpful content by people, instead just helpful content created for people in search results. So let's sit on that for a second. So I believe that Google is understanding that, all right, the future of a lot of content may not be written by humans. And then so with that, they can't totally discount or publicly discount content that might be written by a bot. But what's key is it has to provide value. So let's just kind of backtrack a little bit. Is based off of this X comment, it seems that Google can identify AI written content, and if it's just regurgitating a bunch of existing content, that's not adding anything of value. 2, Google is just really honing in on quality. And then this little blip is saying that there might be a window for AI written content, but first and foremost, it has to provide a ton of value. So with that, I'm going to end it here. For anyone who's listening, I believe, and the folks here at Rise Marketing Group believes, that content to rank for SEO probably shouldn't come primarily from a bot. It should really come from a human with a unique perspective and point of view and research. If you're just relying on a bot, it's just going to be taking content that already exists and putting it on your site, and that's not adding anything of value. So if anyone has any questions, drop them in the comments. Love to have a dialogue. And if anyone needs help writing human-based or human-written content based off of SEO research, contact us. We'd love to help you out.